So, hi, this is me, Daniële. I did my internship at Studio Anna Maria Cornelia. She has done a master's at Design Academy, so I thought that was really interesting. And it was in Antwerp, and I wanted to go abroad, so Antwerp, it's abroad, seriously. And I lived in my cot. That's a student home in Antwerp, in Belgium. So on my own, with a few different people in the building. But why did I go there was because I wanted to go abroad, and I wanted to see what it's really like to be a designer, how to be an entrepreneur. It was just me and her all the time. So being an entrepreneur, because I thought I liked it, so I wanted to know, well, how does that really go? How I got it was by making a portfolio, just a website, just as your showcase, but then just with work and and then I went mailing a lot. I emailed a lot of people because I just started looking in the summer vacation, which is really late. So please, if you want to go abroad, the time is ticking, and if you want something that you really, really like and really, really fits you, just go looking now. And the best way is to do it by networking, knowing people. I got it through Henry. So just do that, and after that, if you got it, set some goals, which I did. My first goal was to produce better prototypes. So this really worked out because I had to do a lot of sewing, a lot of making models, and learning more about what's that called? Combinations and form and senses. She's really about that. So, and more sewing. So really hands-on, which was really handy because now I can use that for my studies. Also, I wanted to learn about professional planning. Although that wasn't true, it's about being flexible, because you never know what the next day would bring. Because she was doing a lot of different stuff and it always changed. So I just had to go along. And I wanted to become more confident in my work, but that's really hard being an intern, especially in Belgium, because it's really much of a hierarchy. You're really the intern. And at first I didn't really realize it, but I found it out. So it really helped to reflect a lot. I reflected every day. And they always say it here, but it really works, especially when you're really frustrated. And I was frustrated a lot. So, but then in the end I did learn something, because I'm now a final bachelor student. So please do that. And I wanted to get to know the real business, and I did by this project, Roeslaag project. She made some really big blocks for the government somewhere on a square, and then I went to meetings with them and saw what the difference actually is with culture. Because also business meetings were really, really different than Dutch ones, really talking a whole hour about really nothing, and then in the end coming to the point, and then it would take another hour, not scheduled. So it was really handy, in our view. That's the way you should get there. Also, I wanted to improve my vision, which I did, but not the way I thought. Because I thought I wanted to maybe go to Design Academy, and that I really liked that. But because it didn't fit what I was doing there, I figured out that I'm really, really fit to be here, that I actually want technology in here. So even if your internship is not really something that fits you, you can still learn a lot from it and pass your semester. So don't worry if it's not really what you wanted. And I wanted to be able to work abroad, because I thought I would like to do that in the future, maybe. So I really got to know that, but Belgians are really, really different. And that's why there are a lot of jokes about Belgians, I think, because we don't really understand each other. So those cultural differences, I got to know how to work with that. But also, in the beginning, for 1.5 months, I was quite alone. Because in Antwerp, I didn't know anyone. And it's not really easy to get to know Belgian people, because they're quite introverted. So, and I didn't have colleagues. So you kind of have to go on, and then in the end it was nice. In the end I found friends, and that also helped my work, because in the beginning it was just working from 9 to 6 and then going home and being really tired and not doing anything and not knowing anyone. So, but after 3 months, then you kind of actually get to know the company, and then you're not as tired anymore, and then you get to know people. So actually our internship is quite short. You would maybe have a more positive outlook on it if you go longer. So don't go the 12 weeks that is stated, just go longer, because you learn more and you really get to know the company that you're working at. And some realizations I had: if you want help, don't expect your coach to do it, or the one that's helping you in the business, because Anne, my only coach, she wasn't there a lot. I was by myself a lot of times. So you have to try to be on top of your work, which is quite hard if you're working alone all the time. But that really makes you see what you like and what you don't like. Now I know I want to work with lots of people, not by myself, and not be an entrepreneur. So I really learned how to take initiative, even when she kept telling me what to do. I should have, the communication wasn't that well, but I didn't take any initiative, and then later I found out I really had to, and my internship became a lot better and I learned a lot more. So even if you don't get the feeling you can take initiative, just do it, show your ideas. And some tips is search now if you want to go abroad, because that will really help you. And remember to have fun, because I kind of forgot that when I was over there in the beginning. It is nice, it is very fun to see another country and learn other things and be around different people. But it can be hard, and just have fun. So.
What would you advise to, because you didn't know that this was the situation, that you really had to choose something, and what do you advise to overcome this problem for us?
Try to get to talk more with your coach at the business, because she was always running and always going to meetings, and sometimes I got to come along, but a lot of times I had to stay, and then I wouldn't see her for 4 days of the week. But just try to be on top of what you're doing, but that also means try to be on top of the communication, because if they're working in the field, it doesn't mean that they're really good at communication. You still have to talk a lot, and thereby get to know what's going on. And maybe it was also because the culture is different, because they don't talk a lot. So